Today our topic is the Stoic view on fame and popularity. The Stoics, who were ancient philosophers, believed in living a life of virtue and wisdom. They thought that external things like fame and popularity are not important for true happiness. Instead, they focused on what is within our control, like our thoughts, actions, and character. This idea can help us understand why chasing fame and popularity might not lead to the fulfillment we seek. Let's explore this deeper. Fame and popularity are things that many people desire. We see famous people on TV, social media, and in magazines, and it can seem like they have everything: money, admiration, and influence. But the Stoics would ask us to think carefully about what fame really means. Is it something that lasts? Is it something that can truly make us happy? The Stoics believe that external things like fame are not reliable sources of happiness because they are not within our control. Think about it. Fame depends on other people's opinions. One day, people might love you, and the next day they might forget about you or even turn against you. This is why the Stoics taught that we should not base our self-worth on what others think of us. Instead, we should focus on being good people, living with integrity, and doing what is right, regardless of whether others notice or praise us. A famous Stoic philosopher, Epictetus, said, "It is impossible for a person to begin to learn what he thinks he already knows." This means that if we think fame and popularity are the keys to happiness, we might stop looking for true fulfillment. We might chase after things that don't really matter, like more followers on social media or more likes on our posts. But these things are fleeting. They come and go, and they don't satisfy us in the long run. The Stoics would advise us to look inward instead. They believed that true happiness comes from developing a strong character and living in harmony with nature. This means accepting what we cannot change and focusing on what we can control. For example, we can't control whether people like us or whether we become famous, but we can control how we treat others, how we respond to challenges, and how we live our lives. Another important Stoic idea is that we should not fear the loss of fame or popularity. Many people are afraid of being forgotten or ignored, but the Stoics would say that this fear is unnecessary. Why? Because fame and popularity are not real measures of our worth. What matters is how we live our lives and the choices we make. Even if no one knows our name, we can still live a meaningful and virtuous life. The Stoics also believed in the importance of humility. They thought that seeking fame often comes from a place of ego, wanting to feel superior or important. But true greatness, according to the Stoics, is not about being better than others. It is about being the best version of ourselves. This means being kind, honest, and fair, even when no one is watching. It means doing the right thing, not because we want recognition, but because it is the right thing to do. Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, wrote in his personal journal, "The applause of the crowd is but the clatter of a few tongues." This means that the praise we receive from others is often shallow and meaningless. It doesn't reflect our true value or the quality of our character. Instead of seeking applause, Marcus Aurelius focused on being a good leader and a good person, even when it was difficult. He understood that his duty was to serve others and live with virtue, not to seek fame or approval. The Stoics also remind us that fame and popularity can be distractions. When we focus too much on what others think of us, we might lose sight of what really matters. We might start making decisions based on what will make us popular, rather than what is right or true. This can lead us away from our values and our true selves. Instead, the Stoics encourage us to focus on our own growth and development. This means setting goals that are meaningful to us, not just goals that will impress others. It means spending time on things that bring us real joy and fulfillment, like learning, helping others, or pursuing our passions. The Stoic view on fame and popularity also teaches us to be resilient. Life is full of ups and downs, and fame is no different. One day, you might be at the top, and the next day, you might be forgotten. The Stoics would say that this is not something to fear or resist. Instead, we should accept it as a natural part of life. By not clinging to fame or popularity, we can remain calm and steady no matter what happens. This doesn't mean that we should avoid success or achievement. The Stoics believed in doing our best and striving for excellence. But they also believed that we should not become attached to the outcomes. If we achieve fame, that's fine, but we shouldn't let it define us. And if we don't achieve fame, that's fine too, because our worth is not determined by external success. The Stoic approach to fame and popularity can also help us deal with criticism. Well, when we seek fame, we open ourselves up to the opinions of others, and not all of those opinions will be positive. People might judge us, criticize us, or even try to bring us down. The Stoics would say that we should not take these things personally. Instead, we should focus on our own values and principles. If we know that we are living with integrity, then the opinions of others should not disturb us. Finally, the Stoics remind us that life is short. We don't have time to waste on chasing things that don't truly matter. Fame and popularity might seem important in the moment, but in the grand scheme of things, they are insignificant. What really matters is how we spend our time and the legacy we leave behind. Do we want to be remembered for being famous or for being kind, wise, and virtuous? The Stoics would argue that the latter is far more valuable. In conclusion, the Stoic view on fame and popularity teaches us to focus on what is within our control, our thoughts, actions, and character. Instead of chasing external validation, we should seek to live with virtue and integrity. Fame and popularity are fleeting, but a life well lived is something that endures. By following the Stoic principles of humility, resilience, and self-reflection, we can find true happiness and fulfillment, regardless of whether we are famous or not. So let us not be distracted by the noise of the crowd, but instead let us focus on becoming the best versions of ourselves. This is the path to a meaningful and fulfilling life.